Developer Fatshark this week gave more details about the Zealot archetype and the Preacher class for upcoming Warhammer 40,000 Darktide. The first-person shooter RPG sheds some light on the Zealots, who are fanatical worshippers of the immortal God Emperor of mankind. Zealots are best when charging into the thick of things. Their natural fervor makes them adapt to using all sorts of melee weapons, more notably power mauls, chain axes, and swords, as well as the mighty Thunder Hammer. The Preacher being the specialization for the Zealot archetype, players who take up the mantle of a Preacher tend to be more up close and personal with their prey, which only gets stronger the more health they have missing. Increased melee attack speed is another perk that's paired with this, creating a deadly combination. To support this playstyle, Preachers even take less toughness damage, allowing them to make more ranged hits before they get stun locked. Darktide's closed beta will be kicking off on October 14th. For more on this news, and as with all news mentioned in this video, you can check it out in the link in the description below. The free-to-play MMORPG Tower of Fantasy will be gaining an expansion. Version 2.0 called Vera will be coming to PC, iOS and Android on October 20th. Alongside this update, the game will be launching on the Steam platform for the first time. When Tower of Fantasy was released in August, the title only came to PC as a standalone client. Now the title will also be coming to the Steam platform, which will be getting the 2.0 update version as well. The expansion has been teased to have two main areas, the Desert Gobi and the cyberpunk-looking Aurora City. The new areas will have more content for players to enjoy, including events, raids, instances, monsters, legendary bosses, new vehicles, and weapons. In case you missed it, Tower of Fantasy follows the strange and beautiful world of Ada. The once lush world is now in disarray, and is the backdrop for the brother and sister characters Zeke and Shirley. These pivotal characters have quite the burden. Players will get to choose from different weapons and characters that use a mix of hack and slash and even guns to fight. Tower of Fantasy is currently available to play for free on PC, iOS and Android. Version 2.0 Vera and the Steam version will release on October 20th. A free update is heading to the turn-based RPG Soul Hackers 2. Atlas shares that the update will add new features including 4 new demons, a high-speed combat mode, and the ability to dash. These new features will enhance the game's experience, improving the game's tempo according to the Atlas official blog post. Players will be able to speed up battle sequences with high speed mode, if normal speed is a tad too slow for their liking. Other adjustments coming to the game add adjusted loading tips to speed up loading time, plus other minor changes. So far, no exact release date has been announced for the update patch, but it is slated for next month, November. Soul Hackers 2 is available on PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. Developer Smilegate RPG this week revealed plans for the rest of 2022. This includes the addition of the Reaper and Summoner advanced classes and more. While this is just a rough outline of things, it does highlight the major bits to take note of. Coming up this October is the second ever Abyss Raid, joining our favourite White Moose, Argus. This limited time raid will normalise players' stats to ensure that it will be challenging at all levels. Next up is Vicus' Hell Mode difficulty, joining with Valton. The matron of the Covetous Legion herself will unleash her powerful wrath upon players who desire to prestige above all else. A unique title, achievements, and other rewards await those who can conquer the challenge. Last on the list for October is the new Halloween cosmetics, as well as the follow-up to the Arc Pass. Coming in November are the Reaper class and tons of bouncing changes. The Reaper is the Assassin's third and final advanced class, joining the Shadow Hunter and Deathblade. Instead of relying on swords or demonic powers, the Reaper can be considered more akin to the traditional rogue class. Finally, to close off 2022, Lost Ark will be getting something quite unexpected. The 4th Legion Commander raid, Broshalza Normal Mode, will be released. Broshalza's raid will be the longest in the game, requiring 8 players to complete 6 different gates. In order to face the magical prowess of Broshalza, Lost Ark players will be able to start playing the Summoner Advanced class. If that wasn't enough, the devs promise a festive holiday event and a Guardian raid Caligos. BioWare has shared a few tidbits about the upcoming game Dragon Age Dreadwolf in regard to what the game will be like for those who are new to the franchise. Senior writer Sylvia Fekiticuti explained that for many this will be the first time playing a game in the series, as it's been 8 years since the last game was released. While there will be those who will be fondly reminiscing now playing as adults, there are a larger audience who will be jumping into the Dragon Age universe. Sylvia explained why it is important to create a balance between those who are fans of the games and those who have only experienced Dragon Age Inquisition or haven't played any of these games at all. Ryan Cormier, the narrative editor, also chimed in, expressing that there will be some who don't even have an inkling of who the bald guy is. Cormier is talking about Solus being the main focus of this entry, known as the Dreadwolf. This creates a challenge to not only welcome new fans, but also intrigue veterans of the games. He shared development for Dreadwolf has included conversations about how the team can simultaneously reward our returning fans and welcome new ones. It seems the dev team is up for the challenge. Dreadwolf will have BioWare RPG at its core and no right choices, only those you make. This sounds like player agency will be key, especially when it comes to who lives and who dies. Undecember is an upcoming action RPG that has had a global release announced for this month. A demo is also playable now up until October 10th. Announced back in December of 2021 was Undecember. It's a multiplayer action RPG. After its success in Korea, the title will be launching worldwide on October 12th. Undecember features high action combat. It is quite fast paced, similar to that of Diablo 3. The game boasts a classless progression system, giving flexibility, even being able to cast magic with a sword. While we have strength, dexterity and intelligence focused archetypes, these main stats will not dictate gear, spells and abilities that a character can use. Eager players can try out Undecember right now. The demo is available on Steam. Now, a lot of news was announced from this developer this week. CD Projekt Red revealed they're working on a number of titles according to their recent strategic presentation. Unveiled this week was the sequel to Cyberpunk 2077, 3 separate Witcher projects, and a new IP, Hadar. The next Cyberpunk game is currently under the codename Orion. The follow-up will take the franchise further and will continue harnessing the potential of this dark future universe. In the strategic report, CDPR also outlined not 1 but 3 projects for the Witcher universe. Sirius aims to focus on garnering a wider audience, having both single-player and multiplayer gameplay, while Polaris will be the first of the new Witcher trilogy, with the current trajectory of 3 titles being published over 6 years. It's going to be a story-driven open-world RPG built on the legacy of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Finally, Canis Majoris is described as a full-fledged release set in the Witcher universe and is being developed by an external studio. That's quite the long-term plan with plenty to look forward to. And finally, Wild Hearts got an official 7-minute gameplay trailer. It shows off its monster slaying, gadget construction, and multiplayer aspects of the title. EA Games and Kotick Mo's official entry into the Monster Hunter genre, titled Wild Hearts, got a closer look this week, which showed more of the fantasy land of Azuma. Shown in this trailer is a player stalking a king tusk, a giant boar. The player uses gadgets to assemble a ballista that shoots out rope bolts that form a usable zipline. The hunter also makes use of small springboards that can propel himself into the areas that are just a bit out of reach. We also get to see a bit of co-op with a second player diving in using wind as a useful tool that can help point players right into their targets or give attention to various points of interest. Players can quickly put together different machines and work together using their creations. Wild Hearts will be released quite soon on February 17th, 2023.
Well, that's it for the Week in the Wikis. Please join us again next week for yet another great week of gaming. Remember to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits. And budding writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks again for being part of this great community. Keep checking in with us with news, reviews, YouTube streams and vids, and general wiki goodness.